Originally, I came across NAC like during 20 when we were dealing with the issue, the illness that was there, and it had been shown to just have phenomenal, like amazing results. And that's why I wanted to share it with you today. So just a few of those things I think will be beneficial for some of you. So definitely take the information, look into it even more. I'll give you some recommendations as to where you can go to get some more information. But the first one that I wanted to share with you is the way that it helps to protect the liver. And you know, the liver, its function, it helps with, you know, detoxification thing. We know that with the high carbohydrate and sugar content, a lot of people are having non-alcoholic fatty liver disease because of the sugar and because of the carbs. But then also, if you're, in addition to that, drinking alcohol, you have all of those things that are really just causing a significant load on this organ. And so NAC helps with the protection and the detoxification of the liver. And NAC helps in that area. Matter of fact, it's been used for years to help individuals to detox, like when they overdose on maybe aspirin or painkillers or things such as that. It's been shown to be effective, and that has been used for that purpose. Another thing is lung and respiratory health, and this is kind of the area that I kind of got introduced to it and how effective it was in that, because it helps to break down the mucus and it helps improve the lung function. It assists with respiratory, like viral respiratory issues, things like COPD, chronic bronchitis. So this is another benefit that I thought was really helpful. The third one is brain support and mental health. And this one is, I mean, all of these are really exciting to me because they're things that the public is struggling with. And so it helps to reduce the oxidative stress, which helps with the brain by lowering the inflammation. So the accelerated damage on our brain that we can come across, this is going to help with that. So it helps to reduce the oxidative stress because it produces the glutathione, and the outcome or the result of that is that it's been proven effective for issues like depression and anxiety, which is another thing that's been on the rise, especially since that period of time. So it also benefits there. I mean, just how it affects the lungs alone, how effective and safe. Those are the two things. It's like something's highly effective, then it'll have some downside on the other end. But I love these things that are already in the earth and things that have already been used for long periods of time that are very effective. And the other thing is how it helps with blood pressure. Now, the reason why it helps with blood pressure is that it helps to produce, or it helps to increase nitric oxide. And remember, when I spoke about that blood pressure medication and amlodipine, we're talking about amlodipine and some other blood pressure medications. One of the natural ways to regulate or bring down or get your blood pressure to a certain level, some of the factors that affect that is, think about it, the integrity of the actual vessels, like the nutrients that it takes in order to regenerate that. It's important. It has to have a certain ability to expand and contract. And if that doesn't work, then you're going to have these effects of high blood pressure. And so nitric oxide, actually, as we live longer, it decreases. And this is one of the things that's lower in longer living adults, is the lower level of nitric oxide. And if you look into the benefits of nitric oxide and what it does within our body, then you will see why this is so important. And so it's great that the NAC helps to increase the nitric oxide. So individuals that have high blood pressure, I spoke about organic beet powder, because this also helps with the production of nitric oxide. And so it's another thing that NAC helps with. So if you are at risk of cardiovascular illnesses because of high blood pressure, then this is something that can help. But remember, there are different factors, and everybody has high blood pressure for different reasons. So you need to understand what's going on with you. You can't just say it helps with high blood pressure or it helped this person. And the same goes for anything that we change within our lifestyle. Or I want to lose weight. You tried that? Oh, let me go try it. But you have no idea why it worked for that person. You can't just blindly go into something and say, oh, I don't want to think about it, just tell me what to do, which is, what I get sometimes. Just tell me what to do. No, you have to understand what's going on in your body, because when anything is off, you have to have a habit of being able to identify it and then applying the appropriate, not just supplements, because if you adjust your nutrient intake and you have a great profile of nutrients, but you have no idea how to identify that you're under high amounts of stress, your health is not going to work. Stress is going to work against you. Okay. And so negative stress. And so we have to be able to be aware of all these things. So the good thing about it is that there are solutions. And that's what I want to try to show you, is that discovering these things that are inefficient in your body is not a depressing day, it's not a sad thing. No, you're finding out, and guess what? At that moment you're finding out, the evidence is part of the evidence that you're alive. Otherwise you wouldn't be able to identify that there is this issue. So I'm telling you this because there's good news, and there's so many things that God already put in the earth, and there's things that we can learn about ourselves to then put our body into a position that's going to just help us to function the way that it's supposed to function. Like the idea of not going to sleep. Like, no, you can't just stay up and go to bed at 3. There are certain times of the night to where our body goes through a process that it doesn't go through at another hour. And if you don't get that time, if you don't go to sleep within that time, at that time, and you don't get that benefit, so it doesn't matter what you want to take in, what kind of supplements you take. You're not sleeping at night and you're stressing out and you're doing other things that are counterproductive, it's just not going to work. Okay. So lastly, is one other thing I want to tell you about NAC is how it helps with metabolic health, regulating your blood sugar, and those things, high blood pressure, all of these things they're really, connected. We're having high stress, we're having all of these different long-term inflammatory issues going on, all these different things. Like I said, we talked about the liver and how our livers are overworked. They're damaged because of all this sugar. But just because it's on a commercial, and just because you don't get any extreme effects from it right then, is what some people do, it doesn't mean that it's not negatively affecting you. And just because it takes until you turn 50 for you to start to see some responses, don't blame it on your age. It's not the length of time you've been living. It's what's been taking place to your body, to your mind, to every part of your being. What has been going on with every part of your being, then the outcome is what you get. Just because our bodies are so resilient, it's always trying to readjust and calibrate to help us out. And we just keep dumping it on. I can handle it. I can handle it. No, your body's like, hey, help me out. So the last one is metabolic disease. It's blood sugar support. So it helps to regulate insulin. So for those of you who are borderline or think that you're borderline and don't want to know that you're borderline, find out if you're borderline and then take action, because it is doable to get healthy, to get healed. But definitely you all, if look further into it, pay attention to what your body's trying to tell you. And then when you're seeking to change something, if it's not something that's just basic like B vitamin or things like this that are very low risk, if you're on medication, you want to make sure that you're seeking a doctor that is educated in this area. Okay, not just in prescribing medicine, because that addresses the symptom and that not producing the results that we need here in our country. We're seeing the effects of that. We are experiencing organ, failure and shutdown, kidneys. You see the increase of dialysis centers. We have to ask ourselves, like, why am I seeing more of this? What's this taking place? So why does it feel like this? How come this isn't working? And don't just go with something on a commercial and running down to CVS or Walgreens to grab what's on the shelf. Don't do it. So ask those questions. Now, I also have to say that what's really helped me is praying, because God cares about everything, and if he made our bodies, then that's the one to go to for the answer. If you believe that he is your creator, then go to him for an answer. If you believe that he is a loving father, then the loving father is going to find a way to get you the solution. And there's different ways that he can get that to us, that he has already put in the earth based on where we're at to help us, to interject in our lives.